Well, good evening and welcome to another episode of Love Not Fear. As most of you probably know, the regulars will know, Annie's away for 3 weeks, but I'm joined with another beautiful co-host, gorgeous Chrissy, who's very, very kindly offered to stand in. So welcome, Chrissy.
Thank you.
Chrissy is not a professional therapist like Annie is, but she's very, very knowledgeable on a whole range of different modalities and healing strategies. So she's got a lot of information to share with us over the next 3 weeks. So Chrissy, how did you actually get started with researching into all this stuff?
About 4 or 5 years ago, I had tendonitis in my arm, which was extremely painful, with a big lump of calcium on my wrist. And I thought, and people were saying, go to the doctors, get the cortisone injections, do this, do that. I thought, no, I'm not going no doctors, I'll sort it out myself. And I thought, Chris, you're eating crap, you're going to feel crap. Why don't you do something about it if you really want to get better? So I stopped drinking tap water and I changed a few things for the better. And over just a few weeks, it all just went away. But I carried on researching and I found out all sorts of things all along the way of all different natures that just blew my mind. And the health thing is the biggest thing of all the different health things that you can get better. That's actually blown my mind massively, you know, really exciting stuff. So and then I found out about the thing that we're talking about today is called Incline bed therapy by a man who invented it, an engineer from Birmingham, and he's I just gone blank then.
Andrew Fletcher.
Andrew K. Fletcher is one that started all this off 20 or more years ago, and he doesn't get any money for it. He just wants to teach people how to do this incline bed therapy that can heal so many things, and it's so many. It's easier to say what it doesn't do, really. So
do you think it'll help me with my ailments?
Nothing can help you, Jack. I'm sorry.
That's what I knew you were going to say. Your past help, Jack.
That's it.
So tell us a little bit about incline bed therapy, Chrissy.
Okay. The things that it's good for is it increases in blood flow. Oh, by the way, this isn't putting your headrest up like that or anything like that. It's a proper incline of 5 degrees. It's not these adjustable beds, that sort of thing.
It's got to be the whole body, hasn't it? Not just bent in the middle.
The whole bed has got to be
the whole
like
bed. Yeah.
As close to a 5 degree slant as you can get, and 6 inches up at the top of the bed, although you can start at 3 if you want, just to slowly get used to it. Just a word of warning when you do try this, do hydrate yourself because things are moving about and making you better, and do not use silk sheets, because in your attempt to get better you could fall off the bed and break your neck, and I've got no money for you to sue me with, you know what I mean? So
That's what I say, don't have the bed too high. They say about 6 inches off the floor. If you have it any higher than that, you might start slipping down it a little bit.
So what it's good for, you get deeper sleep, less time of going to the toilet in the night.
Oh, I definitely need that.
We know a lot of things you need, Jack, but we won't mention that.
Too much information.
No, I meant to punch on the nose.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure you'll give me one of those next time I see you.
Okay. Yeah, better circulation because everything's moving. Morning wood for men. What does that mean? Morning wood for men.
Morning erections, Chrissy.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, I wondered what that was.
I wake up stiff in the morning.
God, right, we'll move on very. We'll move on very quickly now. Enhanced pulse oxygen saturated levels, reduced acid reflux and heartburn, reduced migraines, reduced sleep apnea, reduced back pain, and it helps the digestion a lot because things are moving about. Hashimoto, multiple sclerosis is actually cured some people. Some people have got better from that.
Now, I need to just say that we can't claim a cure
No.
for anything,
No,
or YouTube will take us down.
I'll say that again.
We can say that it's been reported to have helped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say that again. Right. With multiple sclerosis, it has helped that condition. Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, it helps edema, it helps the lungs, it helps with the depression of the skeletal system, increases hydration with the removal of toxins, makes your skin clear. It has been a lifesaver for Andrew Clay Fletcher, who's an engineer, like I say, from Birmingham, just a normal Brummie man, and he's done so much good for so many people. And he's the one that started this off a few decades ago. It lowers blood pressure, and in the hospitals, people that sleep horizontal die faster than if they actually incline the bed. Because when we are in horizontal position, it's like the death posture. The Egyptians were into mortality. So by inclining, it's the efficiency of sleep and all those benefits increase, mainly circulation, increases body and ability to detox while you sleep.
Now, the Egyptians knew so much, didn't they? They were so far ahead of their time. Apparently, lots of the pharaohs had been found that they had inclined beds. And I'm sure some of the lesser known people as well.
And the animals know about it, know more than us. They've got more common sense when it comes to some things, you know, and they know that the incline is good for us. Because you see cows, if they can, and sheep, if they can sleep on a slope, they will. And then there's the gorillas that sleep against a tree. You know, a lot of animals prefer to sleep on that slope because they know what's going on.
They always sleep with their head up the slope, don't they? They never ever sleep with their head down the slope.
That's right. Yeah.
And they just know that. They just know that instinctively.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I also, this is how I got really interested in this when Chrissy started telling me about it. Because I instinctively, I was doing it instinctively. Nobody had told me anything about it. I don't know what, when I was living in Spain, particularly, I think, I always had my bed up, always had a couple of chocks under my bed at the back, just to lift it up, you know, 5 or 6 inches. I just I felt more comfortable that way. And my wife thought I was mad, but fortunately she didn't stop me doing it. You know, she was prepared to sleep at that angle too. And it did me the world of good, I'm sure it did. But I just knew instinctively that I felt better that way. And I'm sure Chris is going to go on to this in a minute herself, so I don't want to steal the thunder with this. But Andrew Fletcher talks an awful lot about how the medical profession teach us, if we've got swelling in our feet, to put our feet up. And that's what they told me when I had swelling in my feet a few years ago. Sleep with your feet up. And Andrew points out it's much better to sleep with your feet down, because although the liquid might be draining, the fluid might be draining out of your feet, it's not re-entering the circulation. Am I right with that, Chrissy?
Yes, you are. That's the only thing I didn't write down. Thank you. Yeah. So, the medical profession actually know how harmful and how dangerous a flat bed is. All the literature states the last thing you want to do is spend time in bed. And at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, the body temperature drops by 2 degrees. That is the time most people will pass away in their sleep. And there will be more info on this on the link below, called Science of Healing Sleep, with Andrew K. Fletcher, and also another fantastic man that really knows his stuff as well is Clive de Carl with an E.
Brilliant guy, yeah.
Links down below. I'm copying somebody on YouTube now. Links down below.
I put all the links in the show notes on the YouTube version of this video.
Down below.
Down below.
I watch too many YouTube videos, you know.
Way deep down inside.
And so they pass away at that time and they're asleep. Oh yeah, I've said all that. Yes, so that's a really good video that covers a lot more about this with Clive de Carl. And a great deal of people have reported that they don't seem to get infections like colds and flu, etc. But if they do get them, it doesn't last long, while people around them are dropping like flies. And Andrew Fletcher, his granddaughter was at nursery. The whole class had kitchen pox. His granddaughter didn't have it because she sleeps.
Chicken pox,
yeah. And she didn't have it. She was the only one in the class that didn't have it. And she was the only one in the class that slept on an incline.
Right.
Which I thought was interesting because the circulation running keeps the infections at bay. So, so just on about what to do in these circumstances of raising the bed easily for most beds. It depends on the bed you've got. If you've got a king size bed, you've got to support it from the middle. So that's a bit more complicated, but a normal divan bed is quite easy. There's lots of diagrams to sort on his site, on his group, because Andrew's got a group called Incline Bed Therapy. It's just called that, and that's his group. I made one up of my own for beginners, and I put his name in there because he was the one that invented it, and because he was my friend, I tagged him, so he's in that same group as well, which is great.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
all the links will be in the show notes.
I wanted to do that, Jack.
I'll beat you to
it. So now I'm a bit of a stunt girl, right, without trying. So I get a bit what's it with things. So I tried the book situation, which most people will get on okay with. You know, try the 3 inches first, you know, just to start off. And then the 6 inches one, but with the bed. But with me, things just get complicated and don't ask me why. So what I used this to put under the bed feet, because it's got that. Oh, that one isn't the same. Oh yeah, that's got an indentation where the bed thing can go. But it didn't suit my bed, and I put something on there, and it was sliding all about, you know. So what I bought, like I say, most people will get on okay with the books. And then what I've got is, this is better because this fitted in with my bed feet, and it looks very smart as well, you know.
Yeah.
That's me showing off, you know. And
I mean, all you need is a block of wood, but they do sell special things for it on Amazon and elsewhere, don't they? And I'll put some of those down below as well. Yeah,
they got black ones that look like plant pots, and somebody said, I think it's because there might have been big people, but it come crashing down one night and it scared the life out of them, you know. And I thought, I don't want to encourage any mishaps, so I'm going to get that one that fits properly, you know. So, and if you've got, like for instance, if you've got a divan bed in 2 pieces, what you do there, you do the 6 inches, and under the middle part, you put a 3-inch block. That's got to be 3 inches. At the bottom of the bed, you take the feet off. And then what you do, if you really want to know, and you'll know a bit more about this, Jack, because I did explain it to you, but you might, I'll try and explain it. And what it is, you measure from the bottom of the bed on the floor to the top of the mattress at the bottom of the bed. You measure that. You measure the length of the bed, and you measure the back from the bottom to the top. And somehow you go into this thing, and it works it out for you. Jack knows about that, and it works it out what incline. So if you're on 4.2, that's really close, you know, or 5.1 or something like that, and it measures exactly whether you're on the incline or not. Did you want to say something, Andrew? You can have a word in edgeways.
Yeah, it's all fascinating stuff, this, and it makes complete sense. But I've not heard of it before. You're baffling me with new information. This is great, as usual, on the Jack Cox Show. That's what we get. We get new information.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it until about 4 months ago, and I was blown away. I thought, why didn't I did see it somewhere, but I was so busy looking up all the rest of the stuff, what's going on and that, I didn't give it much thought. And then I thought one day, I thought I'll have a look at that, and I thought it blew me away. I thought I can make people well free of charge. Oh, that's not so good, is it? Can I have 50p each off you for the information, please? Oi. Carry on.
The whole point of this show and what we stand for is doing things to help people without money changing hands. So this fits into that really, really well.
Well, chocolate will be okay, Jack. Chocolate will be fine.
I'll bring you some chocolate when I'm back in Stafford.
Yes.
I'm up in Morecambe at the moment and looking after 3 gorgeous little dogs, which may very well make an appearance before the end of the show. So if you suddenly hear mad barking, somebody's just walked past with a dog. Right, Chrissy, before we interrupted you, before I so rudely interrupted you.
Yeah. And I haven't got much else to say, but if you want to earn edgeways with me, just put your hand up.
No, please, everybody, if you've got any questions or comments, don't wait till the end. Don't be polite. Just shoot your questions in, because this is a conversation. It's not a lecture.
I do know that Chrissy's got much more knowledge that she's not had the opportunity to share. I don't know if that's been something that you've prepared to speak about, other information that may be as mind-blowing as this.
Well, I got so excited about it, I didn't know how to put it into words. So I wrote a load of stuff down today to prepare, but then I couldn't. Then I thought I'll write it out neatly, and I thought I can't read my own writing hardly, So, but yeah, I get so excited, and people look at me when I tell them they can get better, like with this. They look at me like I've completely gone out, which I already have done anyway, But people just don't believe you; they just laugh at you like, surely that alone can't make you better,
I always say I've gone out of my mind, I've gone into my heart.
Wow, that's a very good thing to say. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, you don't get charged not even one chocolate for that.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
You can go off people, But the last thing I think I'll say about it is just to say that Andrew K. Fletcher is only still with us today because of sleeping inclined. There's more about that. That's very interesting, extremely interesting. His full remarkable story is on his Facebook group called Incline Bed Therapy. Link below. I love saying that. I don't want to overdo it though. IBT refreshes the parts that other beds cannot reach. That's true. And from what I can gather, I can't explain it quite as well, but it sounds like where he got it from. I think he was at school being taught about the tree and the sap and stuff like that. There was a book what you have at school to learn from.
A biology textbook, yeah.
And I think he questioned it. Yeah, a textbook, that's it. He questioned it because he thought something's not quite right here. I think the teacher said, well, I've got to tell the kids about what it says in the book, and that's the end of that. But Andrew went on to there's a great video where he's doing something with a mountain, with pipes going up the mountain. to prove a point about liquid going up and stuff coming down. That was
He
really
demonstrates it in his kitchen, doesn't he? I've actually got some notes on this if anyone's interested.
I am, because I forgot what it said about it.
Yeah, Andrew Fletcher was thinking about how trees circulate sap. The most common theory is that water evaporates from the leaves and causes a kind of suction which pulls water up. And I must say that up until lunchtime today, that's what I thought. But this theory of Andrew's is absolutely brilliant, and it may very well be true. So the outer leaf is full of pores, and pores are holes. So we're taught that those leaves can drag water 100 meters to the top of a giant Californian redwood. And you know, it's a pretty crazy theory, really, isn't it, if you think about it? We know from physics that you cannot draw water up by suction to a height more than about 10 meters. And most trees are taller than that. So how does it work? Well, let's consider this. In order to photosynthesize, a leaf has to take in carbon dioxide from the air. And the pathway which allows carbon dioxide in will also let water vapor out. That's what they call transpiration. We know that about 98% of all the water in the tree evaporates through the leaves. So the water that's drawn in through the roots evaporates through the leaves. And evaporated water must change the density of whatever it's being evaporated from. This is the new thing that he's realized, that I'll say this again. That water is drawn up through the roots and evaporates through the leaves, and evaporated water must change the density of whatever it is being evaporated from. In this case, sap. Sap contains sugars, which are produced by the photosynthesis, converting carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And sugars, as we know, are denser than water. So when the water evaporates from the leaf, the density of the sap must change. It gets more dense. So is the sap, if the sap is denser at the top of the tree, which obviously it must be, because where most of the leaves are, gravity will pull the denser sap towards a sink, such as fruit or a branch, or predominantly the roots. So gravity has triggered a downward flow towards the roots, where any concentrated sap will be diluted by the incoming water from the soil. So now the less dense sap is dragged back up the other side of the tree. So we have a circulation. We've got a downward flow generated by evaporation or transpiration, and gravity, which generates a molecular drag. And the molecular drag pulls on every molecule in the tree's circulatory system. So Andrew suggested that biologists have been asking the wrong question. The wrong question is, how does sap rise? A better question would have been, how do trees circulate sap? So that led Andrew Fletcher to consider whether something similar could be happening in our bodies. Blood is pumped by the heart, but the circulation of other fluids could well be assisted by gravity. And indeed, he's experimented and proved that this is true. So sleeping on a level bed could be negating the effects of gravity and hindering the circulation of fluids while we sleep. Whereas sleeping on an inclined bed enables gravity to to make the system work, make the circulation work. So that's how we came to the idea. If that makes any sense.
They do say that when you lie down, you get longer. and being only 5'3", that really makes a big difference to me. So I'm about 5'4" in the morning, and then I go down to, when I've been stood up all day, I go down to 5'2.5". So lying flat is supposed to help me because of gravity. But what you're saying is, if you want circulation in your body, you don't want, that's what we do with, it's already said it, but that's what we do with dead people. We lay them flat. Because there's no circulation, they don't need to be to have any bodily fluids on the move. So that it makes complete sense, doesn't it? That we need to do that.
Sense. Makes absolute sense. Yeah.
I did write down the title that you gave this: lesser known strategies for health. So are there any other lesser known strategies for health that you could share with us?
Well, we're going to be doing a series based on this. So, Chrissy, tell us what other health hacks you might want to share with us in the coming weeks.
Magnesium will be one of them. That's a miracle thing as well. Magnesium.
Magnesium, yeah.
Nitric oxide is very interesting. And there's some other very interesting ones that I can't remember.
But you also wanted to talk about grounding, didn't you?
So some add-ons on grounding, yes.
What about the benefits of chocolate?
Pardon?
The benefits of chocolate.
We'll have to do a full show on that. Oh yes, I could talk all day. We don't do 1 hour shows no more. We're doing 4 hour shows about chocolate. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic.
I can talk about chocolate on another show, because there's things that you don't know about it that you might not want to know, but you need to.
Well, yes, we do need to talk about heavy metals in chocolate, don't we?
Oh, you spoilt it for me now. That was my opening.
Slap my wrist.
Edit.
I will just say that despite what Chrissy has just said, for the next 3 weeks while Chrissy and I are doing this show together, we're going to try to keep the shows shorter. They've grown terribly, terribly long over the last year or so. They always used to be 1 hour shows or 45-minute shows. They've been stretching to well over an hour and a half, up to 2 hours sometimes. So we're going to try the shorter formats again.
Yeah, nice one.
Andrew, do you want to tell us just a little bit about your book?
Well, I can't claim any healing properties for the book, but I can claim healing properties for love. Love heals everything. You know, it's and it's only my take on it. And it came out the book, if you've watched this show before, you've probably seen me hold it up and go, all you need is love. And this beautiful painting, oil painting by Lida Sharafatman, who is an Iranian artist who lives in Malta. And she uses her art to bring peace to the world. She goes all over different embassies and she does ballet, and she's done, we probably need to get her on the show, Jack, if she'll come and talk to us. But yeah, the book has been in PDF format for over 3 years, but on the 14th of February, I finally got it published on Amazon, and there'll be a link below. There usually is for the book.
That's the way to do it, like that.
So it's just my way of sharing. When I was doing my life coaching, one of the questions that was, it's the New Insights course. So one of the questions that's asked at one point within the course is, what is the gift of love that you are going to leave for the world? So it was like like a repetition thing. It doesn't show as well. And I've got a blurred screen, does it now? So so I was like,
if you hold it still, the camera will focus on it. That's it. Perfect.
even got my name on the top as well.
No, do it again while you're talking.
So yeah, I'll try and talk. I'm a man. I don't do two things at once. I can't pat my head and rub my tummy at the same time. Oh, he can. He's not a man then, is he? So anyway, yeah, in the coaching course, I always ask the client at this particular point in it, what is the gift of love that you're going to leave for the world? Well, I've got my gift of love, and I'm really pleased that I have. So maybe I should read one of these poems. What it's got inside it, it's got sayings, it's got poems, it's got articles that have love in the title. So I'll read you a poem called The Sea of Love. This life with all its ups and downs, its ins and outs, the smooth and rough, the rights and wrongs do not negate we're in a sea of love. And yet this dualism dictates some have and some have not enough. So if you are blessed, you must give, be a wave in the sea of love. Underneath are the everlasting arms, no need for things to be tough. If we share the blessings given by the sea of love. Life is but a journey, and yet one day love will call your bluff. It will ask you, did you share your plenty from the sea of love? So it's just like inspirational poetry and articles to just make you think about love. And you could use it at the beginning of the day or halfway through the day, and you can dip into the book. You don't have to read it from cover to cover. And I'm very pleased with what's come out. And it's probably been written over a period of about 10 years, because I've been putting stuff on to Facebook and YouTube, and that's really my core message. It's about love, so it's all about love. And thank you for the opportunity to promote the book once more on your show, Jack. Thank you very much.
Andrew, that was beautiful. Read us another excerpt.
Okay, here we go. I need my glasses for reading. I'm just going to go. So this is an article, and it says, "Doing what you love," and it starts with a quote from Jim Carrey. "You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance at doing what you love." And that's Jim Carrey, the actor, comedy actor. So I've written explaining this quotation. Judging on the quote above, Andrew, I'm speaking to myself now. Judging on the quote above, Andrew, you seem to want to talk about failure today. That is so unlike you. You're usually such a positive guy. I hear you say, well, it is a fact that on our way to ultimate success, we will fail many times. And if we are not willing to fail, it seems unlikely that we will get anywhere at all. Jim Carrey's father could have been a great comedic actor like his son, but instead he took what he considered to be a safe route. Mr. Carey Sr. trained as an accountant. When Jim was 12 years old, he was made redundant and the family found themselves living through great hardship. This is where Jim learned this valuable life lesson celebrated in the quote above. I'll read it to you again. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance at doing what you love. The point here is, if you are going to fail, you may as well fail doing something that you like doing rather than something that you don't like. I would go further and say that when you are doing what you love doing, it always shows. The people who have inspired me the most in my life are those who are passionate about their subject or their performance. I think such people are less likely to fail because what they lack in knowledge, they make up for in commitment, determination, and effort. Our purpose here, I believe, is to shine as brightly as possible, to light the way for those who are in darkness, that they would never consciously choose to be in that darkness. Please do not be a crescent or a shadow of a moon. Be the brightest and best full moon. It's full moon today, isn't it? Be the brightest and best full moon you can muster, and reflect as much of the light of the Creator with your creative spirit. Just shine. If you accept that life only gives you back what you first give outwards, then wouldn't it make sense to spread your love everywhere you go, by the words you speak, the actions you take, the thoughts you think, and the feelings you accept in your heart, and to turn away from every opportunity to be negative, to love someone in a way that will never be forgotten, is to allow them to be who they are without wanting to fix them. If we can make them feel good about themselves and their circumstances, regardless of whether they are pleased about them or not, we have served them well. Most of us are sick and tired of being told to do as I say, not as I do. It's time to end the pontificating and to become the change we want to see in the world. The answer is love. But you and I are the only ones who can deliver its power to the people we meet. So that's an article. You've had a poem and an article, and that's what you get. You know, this page after, look at this, page after page after page after page of it, and it's all available at the link below.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, totally agree with those sentiments, Andrew. In fact, that is really what this channel is about, isn't it? Love, not fear. It's about how we can live in love, how we can move away from the fear-based programming of our society and move towards love and generosity. Kenneth, have you got anything you want to add before we close?
Yes, I just wanted to thank Andrew for the beautiful poetry, and I will be picking up a copy of the book. And I'd also like to thank Chrissy for some information that I had never heard. That's very interesting. So I'm going to figure out how to actually put some incline on my bed and see how it works out.
It's certainly worth trying.
Mm-hmm.
There's been fantastic results reported. Somebody even claimed to have cured their MS with it, their multiple sclerosis with it. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not, but it's been claimed. A child of 12, wasn't it, that in a wheelchair.
Wow.
And yeah, and the parents have been all over the world looking for cures and told them what there wasn't any. And they happened to phone Andrew Fletcher about a dog. They wanted one of his puppies, and they just got talking. And he mentioned about this incline bed therapy, and they tried it. He doesn't make any money out of it. He just knows it works, and he wants to help people. And they just put a couple of chops under the kid's bed, and in a few months she was, well, I don't know whether she was ever completely cured, but she was certainly able to walk for the first time in years. But it's certainly worth giving it a go.
Certainly.
And he's not held up his own book today, Jack. And you need to put that link below, because this book is why this show is in existence. Love, Not Fear, Jack Cox.
Thank you very much for that, Andrew. Being away from home this next 3 weeks, I haven't got the book with me, but thank you very much for mentioning it. And we're looking forward to Chrissy's book coming out.
in 20 years' time. I've done 2 pages now. I've done 2 pages altogether.
It'll come. So these little dogs going to shut before we close. Do you want to say hello to these little dogs? Hey, Milo, want to say hello to the folks? Hey, do you want to say hello to the folks? Hey?
Oh, wow.
And I thought that Chrissy was cute.
Oh, cute, but hey.
You get some wonderful jobs, don't you, Jack? Fancy just
Oh,
looking after such beautiful animals as that. What a great job.
I'm very, very blessed, Andrew. Very, very blessed. Oh, what we got?
Wow. Wow. Oh.
That's what I love about Chrissy. She's such fun.
I'm going out. I'm going out in this. I'm going out. I go out in this. Yeah. Can I just say something, Jack?
Yeah,
I just want to say thank you very much,
you've frozen, Chris.
Andrew and Kenneth, for attending. Right. Thank you very much for Andrew and Kenneth attending. And thank you, Andrew, for what you've read out your book. That was awesome. And thank you, Kenneth, for what you said about what I've said. That brought tears to my eyes. That did. Thank you for that. And if you want to join me, Chrissy's group for the Incline bed therapy, I'm really interested in how people get on, you know, how people get on with this. Because I'm noticing some changes in myself because I've been doing grounding and this Incline bed therapy as well. I've noticed some massive changes in a way that I wasn't expecting. That's really pleased me, like a switch in the brain where I'm suddenly excited to be alive, you know, because both things are helping me to, you know, become the person that I wanted to be years and years ago. I'm late for everything. and
Better late than never, Chrissy.
Definitely. And I just wanted to say that Andrew Fletcher and his wife, they did a test of their urine first thing in the morning after sleeping inclined, and it was much, much stronger. So the toxins are coming out of the body, which I thought was really interesting, you know.
Yeah, you also said something about the blood-brain barrier, don't you? And how incline bed can help drain toxins out of the brain.
You have to have a brain in the first place for that to happen, Jack.
Oh, I knew it was a non-starter. Well, thank you to my gorgeous co-hosts, Chrissy,
Andrew.
and to Andrew and Kenneth for coming along and watching. And to these gorgeous little doggies that are sitting here, one either side of me.
Oh.
They don't take their eyes off me, you know. Take their eyes off me all day. They come to bed with me at night. They even follow me to the loo. You're a couple of gorgeous little dogs, but just a little bit needy. So what are we going to talk about next week, Chrissy?
I've forgotten what I said now. Perhaps magnesium.
Right, let's do magnesium next week.
Yeah.
So that's in the that's set in stone now, so you all know what to look forward to.
We can keep an open mind and see where my memory goes, see what I can remember. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be very interesting anyway. You know, we just need to take responsibility of ourselves to get ourselves well and not be dependent on doctors and that. You know, they've got plenty to do. Let's look after ourselves and let's do it freely and drug free as well. You know, which is amazing.
Right, let's wind it up. Thank you very, very much to everybody once again, and until next week.
Namaste.
Namaste.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.